the hidden gardens, the nooks and crannies of San Polo. San Polo is also home to the grand 15th century church I Frari. Dominating this superb church is the Assumption of the Virgin, a 16th century work by the Venetian artistic superstar Tiziano Vecellio, known as Titian. The drama and bold colors of the Assumption startled and dismayed the friars, who commissioned the work in 1516. The sacristy holds another masterpiece. The triptych, by Giovanni Bellini, is a luminous example of Venetian Renaissance art. The painting seems curved, so great is Bellini's use of perspective. A gondola ride. It's part of the charm of Venice, but it's expensive, so why stick with the tourists? We're getting away from the gondola stations at San Marco and Rialto and starting out at Campo Santa Maria Formosa, where the canals are quieter, smaller, and more picturesque. Now, Marco, we'd like to see some place that's interesting. Not too many tourists. Is it possible here to show us?
Yes, it's in the...
Choose your gondolier and your route according to your tastes and negotiate the price before you start.
Perfect. Okay.
Okay. Can we do that?
Let's go.
Let's do it. Let's hit the road.
Questa quella per me perisono acqua calce di tono di fondo mi vedo del mio cuore l'impero non cielo meglio a luna che l'altro d'altà
oi, hermano, ayo, bibi.
di che il fatto
Man, you really have to be an expert at steering around here.
Soggi questa, vittoria tradita, forse un'altra, forse un'altra, domanda sarà
Ciao.
forse un'altra, domanda sarà.
House Marco Polo house.
This very
Yes, it's a Marco Polo house.
Marco Polo's house. Great. He's the guy who got out and saw the world. Wow, that's beautiful.
It's
Beautiful.
a museo.
La solo evidenza e condono di che il fatto li fiora la vita. O so di questa mi torna guardita, forse un'altra, domanda sarà forse un'altra, domanda sarà.
Remember that restaurant we discovered wandering the back streets of Dorsodoro? We loved the selection of risotto on the menu, so we called for a reservation. Cantononi Storico specializes in traditional Venetian food like this risotto with scampi and artichokes. Owner Alessandro Tridenti tells me that if he can please Venetians, he can please anyone. The risotto melts in your mouth.
When I was home last time.
No, welcome to Venice. And your first Venetian risotto. Venice can be a culinary treat, but it also serves up plenty of mediocre, overpriced food. It's best to get away from tourist areas and tourist menus. Explore the back streets of Venice, and along the way, you'll find an out-of-the-way restaurant that appeals. It's a good idea to book a table during high season. I'm finishing my dinner with the signature dessert of Venice, tiramisu. It's layers of sponge cake, mascarpone, chocolate, and coffee. Now in Italian, tiramisu means pick me up. And after this, I'm going to need someone to tiramisu and carry me too out of this restaurant. The next day, I admit I'm still a little weak from too much chocolate. A boat trip to the islands and the lagoon seems the perfect solution. Vaporettos and tour boats leave frequently for the lagoon islands of Murano, Burano, and Torcello. We're catching the boat from San Marco. Murano is a quick 15 minutes. Burano and Torcello are about 40 minutes away. Murano is famous for glass. In the 14th century, officials ordered the Venetian glassworks moved to Murano to lessen the fire danger in Venice proper and to guard the craftsman's secret techniques. Woe to the artisan who tried to skip town. The glassmaking technique was so jealously guarded that errant glassmakers were hunted down, even executed. The glass is tempting but difficult to carry home. We're off to the next island for more portable souvenirs. Lace is to Burano as glass is to Murano. The delicate lace stitching is thought to be derived from the technique used to repair fishing nets. Today, the lacework adorns shirts, tablecloths, and doilies.
This seems like a good one for that sort of
Even
thing.
Brandon Solchek might go for this.
She might, yeah.
She's got the Polish.
For me, the colorful streets are the high points of this fishing village. Back when fishing was bigger than tourism, the women of Burano painted their houses in bright colors so their husbands could pick out their homes from the sea. Nowadays, residents are required to repaint every year, and the color of the house must remain the same. The most remote and wild of the islands is Torcello. It was the original site of the earliest settlers back when barbarians drove them into the lagoon. Built in 639, the lovely cathedral on Torcello is Venice's oldest building. The simple interior is adorned with splendid mosaics. These, from the 13th century, tell the story of the Last Judgment in vivid detail. Wandering through the quiet, mystical grounds of the Basilica, it seems no surprise that this little island was the birthplace of Venice. I'm enchanted, bewitched, and undone by Venice. At night, strains of Vivaldi seep out from the doors of churches and concert halls into the moonlit canals. Cafes and bars brighten the campos. The pigeons are sleeping, and visitors and Venetians alike are out and about. Having a glass of champagne at one of the old-world cafes in San Marco, you can watch the Venice pageant as so many people have for so many centuries. Magical, mysterious Venice. In Death in Venice, the classic novel by Thomas Mann, Venice is described as half fairy tale, half snare. Well, I am snared, hooked, shipwrecked, lost, and totally captivated by Venice. You're going to have to take me away from this place by force. That is, if you can find me. Ciao.